Have no idea. It went into the ether. They wiped it clean. They took the research money and they're fighting off any truth about it. I guess it gets expensive doing that kind of thing. They have to try to censor as much as they can. No worries. Coffee's still good. And I'm fixing to have a cigar and I could care less about it. We'll get it all straightened out though. I have all the drivers straightened out. Truth is, you can't be replaced by any type of a automated truck. It's just not gonna happen. There will never be the technology there. Ever. Not enough technology on the planet to change. They can't compete with the human eye. The human eye can discern too many things and process too much information instantly. It has the ability to see changes in the road, construction and things like that, and people, and when they're about to mess up and walk into a lane. There may not be someone in your lane until you get up to them, but if you see them walking in that direction, you can discern that they're fixing to possibly walk into your lane, and you can avoid them or stop ahead of time. There's no sensor that can do that. We'll see if it's got a better audio on this one too. Someone said something about the audio on the last one. No worries. I imagine they're kicking off a Super Bowl right about now too. I was in a break room and I couldn't deal with an hour and a half of like I was saying, propaganda and a bunch of what you call sports pundits, or people who are paid to talk about sports all day long. If they're not playing a game, I can't be sitting there watching it, and you know, sometimes I don't have time for that anyhow. So, but yeah, I was listening to a guy, like I said, that I couldn't even deal with it. He'd been so brainwashed into thinking that an automated truck was going to take his job. I had to do a live on it. I mean, there's just way too many reasons why they can't do it. They don't have the technology to hook up to a trailer. There's no robot. They'd have to have a robot and teach you to do what a driver does. We hook up airlines. We back up under the trailer and make sure the kingpin is going to couple with the fifth wheel correctly. We visually inspect for, you know, cracked, broken, missing parts, see if the fifth wheel's greased. There's so many things that we check. So don't question your skill set, and don't think that anything could ever do what you do, because it can't. It's all a research grant racket. It's a racket. People make a living making money off research grants. That's what they do. So, you know, it's sad that people buy into that crap. And it's only about 1 in every 15 or 30 people that would believe that. It's easy to believe it when you see it in the news, because you would think that, well, that's a trusted source. They're reporting on it, but it doesn't make it true. It just means that people are getting money to research that. Has no bearing on reality. And I can't see how many people. I won't be able to see how many people are in the room, the way my phone and everything is tethered, and the camera is set up. So you can click like, you can subscribe, you can share this video. Like I said though, I'll get into it again. You know, they swept the entire road in California. The entire road, they swept it to drive an 18-wheeler down the road to make it look like they had an automated truck. But the truth is, when he first got in the truck, the video shows him putting a key in the truck in the first place and turning the key on. They don't even try to fake that. You have to have a key. You have to have a person. And they want you to think, oh, well, once that comes into play, then they'll be paying drivers $7 an hour and whatever. If you got millions of dollars wrapped up in a truck, you're not going to make any money trucking anyways. And it's going to break. It's still a machine. So you have to take all those sensors off and put it on another truck. So it's kind of like, to me, I look at it like this. It's kind of like the old, a long time ago they used to have metal cars, and on 4th of July, when you wind up with extra fireworks, you'd say, hey, let's try to strap a bunch of bottle rockets to this thing and get it racing, you know, down the driveway or something, right? It seemed like a good idea at the time, but you have no control over it. And in the end, it'll blow it up, you know? It's one of those things. They're getting paid to basically duct tape a rocket to a Matchbox car. They're not doing anything with it. Anything other than a straight line. You can't be diverted off to a side street, especially if it's a no truck route. Even if they tell you can take it, the computer will shut the truck down saying it's a no truck route. It will argue with the officer who's telling you to go that way. Also, if it tells you to veer off the shoulder to go around some cones they've put out for construction, that automated truck won't do it. It'll plow right over those cones. I just got my stream back up. I hope my audio's good. I see I got one in the room, so let me know what's up. I'm like, it ain't over. You like that? It ain't over. So yeah, you can't teach a computer operated truck to even go around construction workers in a construction zone. It'll hit them and kill them. It'll drive off into their hole that they've dug. It'll hit every cone along the way, because a lot of times those are over the line. Those trucks, they can lose GPS just like everything else can. And like I was saying about the sensors on the front of this truck, they sense and they'll brake when you need it to. In an emergency, it'll stop this truck. Well, that sensor out front goes out all the time. It says, you know, offline. The braking system's offline. It's garbage. They do good when they work, but then in the rain or snow, they don't work, period. So no sensor, you got no person to go out there and clean the front of sensors off that it would take for those trucks to run. They've already proved they have to sweep the whole road and have a whole team of people all around it in vans driving with the load to get it there. So instead of replacing the driver, you got 6 more, basically. And like I was saying, if you could equate it to something, we already have that. It's called a train, and they fall off tracks all the time. And they do have some automated trains that don't have drivers. They switch out and go across tracks and stuff, and they'll tell you, watch, it's driverless automated train. The thing is, then it's on you and you'll get hit. So put one of those going down the road, you'll get hit. Bottom line. They can't navigate around things in the road. Let's say a child is running after a ball and the ball is going into the road. A person will see that child running after the ball going into the road and stop the vehicle before that child ever gets into the road. A computer controlled truck would keep driving because there's nothing in the lane until such time as there is something in the lane and you make contact. And that's why they've had all these automated car wrecks. One guy was driving down the road in an automated car, and that automated car, he was watching a movie. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was a Tesla. He had it on autopilot, whatever. And I think he was doing 80 miles an hour, and he died. Last thing that went through his mind when he died was he was watching a movie. I hope it was a real good movie, because he died for it. So if you want to buy into all of that BS and believe the psyop that's being run on you from television just because they report on someone who's doing research onto an automated truck or even a battery powered truck, like I was saying, the technology's not there for the battery powered trucks either. So just because they report on it doesn't mean it's true. It just means they're researching and they're getting paid to do it. It's a government grant scheme. People get out of college and they make full-time living off government grants. And that's why Elon Musk, they've got him, he put solar tiles on houses and it cost $100,000. Okay, the breakdown on that is, it was like $286 or $7 a month to have solar roof tiles on your roof. It didn't pay for itself. They will last 30 years, but it didn't pay for itself. Took 7 days to wire the whole thing up. he did a limited amount of houses, and then that was it. There's no viability to it. It's just I'm showing proof of concept, give me more millions of dollars. And then he gets investors, and they invest. And they're all looking for their money now. They're all going, how come you haven't made this? You know? It's all government research grant money. And like they tested the beer can, like I was saying, that it started with that basically, just to say, hey, what will the government pay us to do? Some college students, they got out of college and couldn't find a job, and they're like, hey, let's, you know, because they had whatever kind of degree and it was useless in the real world, they said, hey, let's get a government grant and study the tensile strength of a beer can. They had to drink a lot of beer to get those beer cans. So they bought a lot of beer. And they made millions off of that. They had, I think it was $1 million grant to test the tensile strength of a beer can. When they already know how many stacks you can stack on top of each other to hold up more beer or whatever, they wanted to test the strength of the beer can. And they got paid $1 million grant to do it. So from there, all these other places, like the millions of dollars they've put into research and development on automated trucks, it's all a lie. It's all a government grant. It's a racket, a money racket, and that's what they're running. And they want drivers to believe you're going to be replaced in how many years when all the automated trucks will come rolling off the line. Well, okay, well, let's go to the battery powered truck too, because I've already debunked that. You can't get a truck to hook up. Like I said, don't question your skill set. When you back up and hook to a truck, a trailer, hook your tractor to a trailer, you have to make sure that the fifth wheel is at the correct height, or drop the trailer. Who's going to crank the landing gear on the trailer? A person, a human. Who's going to hook up the airlines to the trailer? A person, a human. Even if you have someone riding in the truck, it's still a driver. So basically, it's glorified cruise control. That's all, people. That's the most they can come out with it, and we already have cruise control. So, and Jakes. So there's nothing to any of that. And so when you go to battery powered trucks, there's a calculator online that you can check out how much the battery would weigh as opposed to how much weight you're going to pull. So a Tesla car is a viable thing because it's battery powered car. But once you hook up a trailer to it and put 80,000 pounds, the battery weight alone would put that truck weighing about 185 to 195,000 pounds. Then you'd need a permit for overgross, and you wouldn't be able to pass half the bridges in this country. So the electric truck, and he even put suicide doors on it. The whole thing is not even street legal. The whole thing is a racket. He couldn't get, he never permitted it to haul loads. It's all, like I said, it's all a racket. So if you wanted to, you could apply for a government grant today, and they will tell you over the phone, well, we have enough gas stations, so we don't need to give you a grant to buy those, or build one anyways, because there's gas stations out there you could buy, empty ones. So, but they'll give you a list of all the different things that you can get a grant for, and if it's viable, they'll give you the money for it. Some people make a living with that. So the whole automated truck thing, it's a scam. And it's just so they could get that research and development money. Not because they were really trying to research and develop something, but because they want to be rich. It's exactly like the non-for-profit things that they try to come up with, and they try to say, you know, what, 0211C or B is what they're claiming, and they say it should be tax-free or whatever. And they want to say that they can have a, not just non-for-profit, but like foundations, like all these. Look at all the people who were in government and had foundations, and all of a sudden they closed up when they wasn't going to be voted into office, and they couldn't, you know, do a pay per play. That's the same thing with government grants. So do not believe anybody. There was a guy, like I said, in this truck stop that was spouting off his mouth about automated trucks going to take everybody's jobs. It's a lie, and he's made to believe it. And I'm like, well, where'd you get this from? Well, I'm not making it up. I seen it on TV. Well, that's the problem right there. Don't believe what's on television. Don't believe it until you understand what they're doing. They're simply reporting on it. They're not saying it's true. They're not saying it's viable. They're just holding up a camera, and there's a guy on the other side that's giving some sensational news about something he's going to invent that he hasn't yet, that's going to change trucking. All these trucks in front of me would have to be refitted with that mess. Nobody's gonna pay for that. It's a cost-benefit analysis driving a truck. If diesel fuel becomes better, but it costs $17 a gallon, people are gonna get out of the industry because it's not gonna make them money anymore. They're not gonna say it's the greatest thing ever. If trucks cost $1 million on top of the price of the truck to make them computer controlled, even if they could get a servo and a piston that's hydraulic to steer right, left, that piston, that hydraulic cylinder would be worn out in 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks they'd have to replace it. It'd be on the side of the road. But the truth is, even if they could do all that, it would cost more than hauling the freight would ever pay it back. So a cost-benefit analysis says you can't afford to do that in trucking. Trucking is a penny's business. Anybody that runs a truck will tell you it's all the way down to the penny. It's important that you know your margin and how much it costs you to run per mile. And since you will lose money if you put a lot of money into a truck up front, then it doesn't make any sense to drive a truck. You don't want to pay for a job. Why would you pay for a job? You know? You can finance it, and if it comes out good at the end of the week, that's good, but why would you say, well, I'm gonna put $1 million down, right? $1 million down, and you'll never recoup that money. You wouldn't do it, and they won't either. But they get research grant money to do it, so it's free money to them, and they're making an income, and they created their own job. Anybody wants to debunk this, be welcome to. I can break it down for you. I can show you every single failed project they've put up. That Elon Musk went out there and got like 10 different research development things or whatever, and they haven't shown any viability. Look at his solar panels that he put on a few houses or what, and that, you know, it's not going to pay back the owner, not going to pay him back, and they're saying he's going to go further with the information or what. No, he's not. No, he's not. And solar panels can be made cheaper in China, so those companies that were solar panels, those were a ripoff too. You know, Solyndra, I think, was one. Yeah, it's true. Now, they do have some wind farms, and those big windmills, they generate power, and they will pay for themselves. That's a renewable energy resource that's good. They have solar farms. Those are good. But there's no money in having a battery-powered truck. There's no money in having a solar-powered roof on your house that's shingles. Now, if you have solar-powered panels on your roof, that will help with your bill, but it takes quite a few years to pay itself back. But he got research and development money to make shingles, solar-powered shingles, and it cost $100,000 per roof. They last 30 years, cost you $287 a month, and there you go. You know, don't be lied to, people. That's all I'm saying. You know, there's people that are out there that make a living being charlatans, that go out and they get money from the government, and then they want to even be known for it. You know, if I gotta tell you, if I was doing that and I was getting a research grant to check out the tensile strength of a beer can, I don't know if I'd want anybody to be asking me questions later about what kind of a ripoff is this, because seriously, that's what that is. But they want to be famous for it and all this, and you know, I fully expect them to be I don't know, to disappear in a few years. They'll just fall off the map, and then they never existed, because it was all a research grant, and it was all just to get attention. So you know, like I said, don't question your skill set. Know that you are skilled in a trained job. And that's another thing too. They brought people from another country over to the United States who never had even driven a car before, and their mentality was truckers are not smart. They said truckers are not smart, so that's a job that anybody can do. And then they went further and said that's a job we could put these people in doing. That pissed me off. When they did that, that pissed me off. Because first off, I knew it wasn't true, and I knew it was gonna cause accidents and cost lives and that kind of thing. A lot of them wrecked and wound up, you know, upside down in the ditch. A lot of them came over here, made a few $1,000s and quit. But it caused a lot of problems, and there was a big communication gap from them not being able to speak English, that kind of thing. But the truth is, it was dangerous. But they ran them through CDL schools. They ran them through and got them jobs. And there was a big money racket with that. There was some companies that was making money off of housing them. They built apartment complexes, got that money from the government, plus they gave them jobs, and they were paid. They were being paid by the government extra money just to hire these people. Okay? Even though it was an insurance risk and everything else, they were paid lots of millions of dollars just to hire these people. And so they want to act like truckers are unskilled. Well, they found out real quick that truckers are skilled labor. That's all there is to it. There is no question that you have to be trained and you have to be skilled in what you do to continue to be a driver. But they wanted to undermine and demean us as drivers and say, well, anybody can do it. And they thought that that would be it. Maybe they should have given them a different job. I don't know, but it proved itself to be stupid. So don't question that you're a skilled worker if you drive a truck. Because I think we all know what we have to go through every day. And we all know that the only way you can be a good driver and not wind up upside down in the ditch is if you're skilled at it. But yeah, they want to make people, they want to make you think that you should worry about losing your job because something is going to be invented that's going to, there's no way in hell. There's no way. I've never seen a truck pull its own hood and check the belts, much less the oil, even to pull the dipstick. Because you can see if you got a head gasket leak, if you smell antifreeze. Never seen a smelling sensor that can sniff antifreeze. Never seen, there's so many things out there that cannot be done and will never be able to be done because of the cost-benefit analysis of it all. Even if they invented all those things, they'll never be able to make it make sense with pulling a load that they really want to pay you $2 or $1.49 or $1.79 a mile to haul, you know. And on the bottom end of the freight spectrum, you start talking about hauling birdseed. Yeah, it doesn't pay enough to have that truck haul it. So it's all a big lie. So don't believe what the media tells you about anything about automated trucks. You got a job for life, people, if you drive a truck. So anybody's wanting to get into trucking, it's a skill set, and it does require somebody that's got some mechanical, somebody that's mechanically inclined a little bit, at least to know, to tell the mechanic what's going on with it. Never seen a computer that could drive into a fuel stop, drive into a bay when on command, when told to, pull into the bay and say, okay, it's doing this and this and this, you know, check that. So yeah, it's sad that they're trying to brainwash even the truck drivers. Everybody wants to say anything, man. I'm gonna let it go like that. I'm just telling you, it's an absolute lie. And all it was for government research grant money. And you don't see them churning them off the line today. If they've already shown proof of concept, where's the trucks? Where are these magical trucks that can take a back road and see through a thunderstorm, or have a tornado blowing your trailer, trying to blow it sideways, and you can't even, you know, do anything except for hold the truck straight? Show me the computer, okay, that's going to self-correct on ice. Show me the computer that's going to hit the brakes before a kid walks into the lane of traffic. Before now. You see, you got 80,000 pounds and it's not going to stop it. So, or that's going to avoid that cone that the construction worker stuck out in the middle of the lane, just give him extra room to work. You know, drop and hook a trailer, check for holes in the trailer, sweep out a trailer. Show me an automated truck that sweeps the trailer out. I need that in the back of my truck, because I've been to places and they're like, hey, look, we can't load you till you sweep this trailer out. It's getting to be crazy how much they expect drivers to do. It's like, that's not even my garbage. I hauled a load in here and it was clean and tight and right, and I do a dropping hook and I pick up an empty trailer and it's full of pallet wood and dirt and maybe coffee grounds or whatever they ran into with the forklift, right? And it's, you know, Tide powder, washing powders, right? And then the holes in the ceiling that the forklift made, you got to look up and see if there's holes in the ceiling in the trailer. Show me an automated truck that's going to inspect a trailer before it hooks to it. And like I said, you know, you go into a place you go to deliver and the guy says, go down and check and see if door 18 is open, but if it's not, put it in 25. Oh, and by the way, if that don't work, we're going to send you across town. You're going to unload some of it there and then come back and we'll have a door open for you to unload the rest. And here's the written directions to that next place. Is he going to get up in that automated truck and punch that in the computer? So, and every video of every automated truck I've seen has had a key switch. Why does there need to be a key if it's automated? Why does there need to be a driver? Matter of fact, why does there need to be a steering wheel? Show me why there's a steering wheel. It's because it takes a person to drive a truck. Never seen one that could pull its own hood. You know, it's ridiculous. The crap they'll try to make you believe, it has gotten to be ridiculous. And there's people that buy it. So like I said, they're making millions off of research grants, okay? And they're messing with your mind and trying to make you believe that it's true. It's about as worthless as a paper airplane. Yes, it flies, but you can't put passengers on it. You know. So yes, they can make an automated truck drive down a road if they swept it first and have 15 other support vehicles all around it and all this. Still had to have a driver in that truck. It's gotten to be ridiculous. And they shouldn't allow these cars on the road that are automated. But like I said, that guy was watching a movie, driving down the road in his automated car, and it killed him. And he was watching a movie. At the risk of people's lives on the road, they'll put them out there. You know. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I lose GPS all the time. If there's a truck driver out here, if he's telling the truth, he'll tell you, oh yeah, GPS went out, or oh, it wasn't accurate. It sent me down a road that place wasn't even there. Some of these roads are so rough, you look and say, can I even drive in that? Knowing your technological skills. Or if it's flooded, you'll know to take a different road. The automated truck will drive right down in the drink. It'll be flooded. Show me $1 million truck they want to put with all them sensors underwater and see how it works when they pull it out. Oh yeah, that would be a fun time. It'd have to have some good insurance on it too. So yeah, they'll make you think, like I said, that they're going to put somebody behind the wheel for $7 an hour because they spent $1 million on the truck. They're still not going to pull it. I got not much else except this that I want to talk about. And I realize there's a Super Bowl going on right now. I'm not competing with it. I could care less about it. They had an hour and a half of pregame. A bunch of people talking, you know, I don't know what they're doing. It's a show, and it's not even a game. So, you know, if you're into that, watch that. So I decided to do this because somebody basically wanted to try to convince other people about the automated truck mess in the driver's lounge, and I spoke up and told him it was, you know, crap, and he's like, well, I seen it on TV. Well, yeah, that's the problem. That's why it's fake news. That's why you can't believe it. Anyways, if anybody wants to see anything, I'll give you a few minutes here and I'm gonna get off this thing. I gotta get to work, people. I work for a living. Ain't no computer gonna do that for me. You know. I hope everybody's doing good. Click like, share, subscribe, send this around, straighten some drivers out, let them know you're worth something in this world. People are trying to devalue you. That's the goal. They want you devalued, they want you broke, and they want you mentally broken. They want you mentally handicapped. They want you to be unintelligent. That's what they want. misinformed and disinformed, and I'm going to tell you the truth about it. So I know people who were in on the whole thing where they were watching them and sweeping the road and all that stuff. It's all garbage. So like I was saying, I hope you're doing good. Give me a thumbs up, give me a click the like button, you know, and share it. If you go on different places on the internet, share it, because this is the truth coming from a truck driver. I can make you a list in 5 minutes of all the things I do on a pre-trip that a computer cannot do. And you are welcome to try to debunk it and tell me there's an automated truck out there that can hook to a trailer, check for holes, sweep it out, see if there's flat tires, because all these trucks out there, we all have the same fifth wheel for a reason. We're all hooking to old trailers and they all break. So unless you want to have $1 million truck and a few $1 million worth of trailers, yeah, even then you have to stay hooked up all the time. And even then, there's no sensors on docks. You know, there's no lines painted for any truck to follow when you deliver at a facility. There's no lines. Every single shipper or receiver would have to outfit their property with sensors to tell the truck where to go, and they would probably wind up backing into other trailers. There's not a truck that can back up yet. So it's a train, and trains fall off the track. If you got an automated truck, it would be a train, an unguided missile. Not smart, but it's a good way to make money if you're one of those lifetime recipients of government grants, if that's your business of doing business. So if you want to say something, say something. I'm about to get off this thing. I just thought I'd put this out there. I can't stand people that like I said, they've seen so much on TV, they believe in the crap. I'll tell you how it is. You can look at all my mechanical videos where I'm showing people how to fix things. Never will you find an autonomous truck. They won't even leave the yard if they've got a flat or if they've got a busted tail light. I mean, if you can change your own tail light and be out of there in 5 minutes, an autonomous truck's going to take 3 hours. You know, 150 for a driver, I mean for a mechanic to show up, plus by the hour about 150 an hour, and it can't tell him ahead of time what's wrong with the truck. So he's going to show up and he's going to have to leave and go get parts, and he's going to have to come back again. So it's going to cost so much more to haul freight, even if it could happen, which it can't. Don't believe the hype, people. That's all it is. It's hyped up nonsense. You know, like I said on the other video I commented, I'm gonna change the name of this one. I'll make it part 2 or something, but because there was something wrong with the stream and I lost it, and then the problem with audio. But this is, I'm gonna name it Don't Question Your Skill Set. You know, it's about automated trucks and AI. AI is a whole nother thing too. Artificial intelligence, it's a whole other racket of making money off of government grants. So they do research and development and they make money doing it, whether they prove anything or not. So check out, you'll find on the internet somewhere about the beer can tensile strength test where a couple college kids got $1 million grant for that. That's what they're doing. So, but they make good money doing it. You know, maybe I'm in the wrong profession. Maybe I should be a professional con artist too, just like they are. I'm just too honest for that. So I'm bringing it to you people. I hope you appreciate it. I'm fixing to get off this thing. Look, I seen one just came in the room too. Another one. Look, I'll never know my numbers too, because I got proof of that. They cut them. They show that there'd be a couple in the room. They could be a couple hundred or 1,000. Make a comment, or I'm fixing to go and finish this up. You're welcome to say what you got to say. This was a connection error on my last video, so I want to put this out there. So like I said, like, share, subscribe, put it on your, you know, any of your social media. The whole automated truck thing was just a lie so they can get research grant money. That's all there is to it. It can't do what we do for a living. So you still have a viable career even if you're getting into it today. You're not going to be replaced. Or if you're already in it, you're not going to be replaced. You're irreplaceable. So if you want job security, get a job driving a truck. Because guess what? There is no machine that can do it. Debunk that. I'm gonna get off this thing. Y'all have a good one, okay? And enjoy the football game if you did. And come back to this or share it or whatever. Hey, do what you do. Whatever makes you happy. You know, feel secure in your job though. Stay safe. I'm gonna get off this thing. I'm gonna click it. It'll be a video. You can watch it. You can watch the replay. All right, I'm out.